welcome to the program where we're looking at an exciting sporting event coming up just before Christmas break. I have a guest here. His name is Mr. Ton Harper. He is one of the assistant athletic directors and is also the tournament chair, tournament director. What do you want to go with?
Tournament manager. It doesn't make any difference. I'm the one that's putting it all together. So it's a lot of different hats I'm wearing here. We were looking for an opportunity to try to bring the tournament back and put a little bit more emphasis on boys and girls both competing in this tournament. And thankfully, the Evansville Teachers Federal Credit Union was looking for some opportunities to kind of get its foot in the door here in the Owensboro area, and they actually reached out to us about 3 years ago. So they were interested in getting involved in something that would help out our school community.
How much, does funding play into, something this big?
It's huge. It's huge. There's no way we would be able to do this without their help. They've created opportunities for our student athletes, for our student athletes' families, for the entire community of Owensboro, and it's been a great partnership so far, and hopefully this will continue for several years. Like you mentioned, these things don't happen overnight. We have over 20 teams participating in this. 36 games this year.
With this tournament, before we kind of get into this year and the teams we'll see, kind of talk about how last year went.
Last year, oh man, it was huge. It was our first year bringing this back since a few-year layoff, and we were a little anxious to see kind of how the community and how the teams would take to it with a different format. But it seemed to be a very successful event. We had some state championship type teams. We had several regional champions in our field. We also had several all-A schools. So it was a spread out tournament as far as the competition level, which is what we were looking for. And to be quite honest, there's, in my opinion, there was not another girls tournament that had close to the quality of teams that we had. We had 4 regional champions that were in our field. All of the games were very competitive. And then if you look at the boys' side, Bowling Green High School, they ended up winning our tournament. They had 3 very, very close games. And then if you look at the end of the road there, Bowling Green High ended up being the state runner-up last year, of course, to the Red Devils. It's always nice for us to win the state tournament, as we've done many times. But we were fortunate to beat them in the state tournament after they had some success here in the OIT. So it was just, it's a high quality event, and we're looking forward to this year being another high quality event.
Speaking of this year, obviously, things are set. First, just kind of talk about, the teams that you can come out and see.
Right, it starts on December 21st, it's a Monday. 21st, 22nd, and 23rd are the dates. The games will be played at all 4 local high schools, at Catholic High here, at Apollo and Davis County, and then as well as the Sports Center. The Sports Center's a main part of this as well, kind of the tradition here in Owensboro, things being at the Sports Center. We have a great girls field, all 4 local teams, as I mentioned. We have Henderson County, we have Monroe County, we have Webster County, we have Scott High from the Covington area, we have Greenwood. We've got a lot of teams generally from Western Kentucky, but there's a few that are spread out throughout the state, and we're really looking forward to seeing them compete at the girls level. On the boys side, again, we have the 4 local teams, big draws we hope. We have Henderson County, we have South Warren with former Muhlenberg County coach Tony Hopper, he's there. We have McLean County, who a lot of people think might be the dark horse to win the 3rd region this year, and then we have Christian County out of the 2nd region, who's a preseason top 10 team in the state, who has several Division I talented players that's coming in, and we're just really looking forward to watching these teams compete and see how our teams compete against these guys, and we're really excited for this.
So again, a big point of emphasis, you said all local teams, boys and girls.
Boys and girls, all 4 boys teams, all 4 girls teams, we're all going to be playing. It's going to be great. Actually, we mentioned this earlier when we were talking off camera. On Tuesday night, on the 22nd, at the Sports Center at 5:15 is when the game is scheduled to start. Owensboro High School's boys will be playing Catholic High's boys at 5:15. After that game, at approximately 7, it will be Davis County's boys versus Apollo's boys. So it's going to be a 9th district showdown, kind of a mini district tournament, so to speak.
Won't count as district.
It will not count as official district games as far as the seeding process goes. But anytime these teams tip it up, it's going to be an intense battle.
With the tournament like this, you know, you mentioned obviously it's important to have a sponsor, but this is a big revenue generator for not only Owensboro High School, but all the schools. If you can kind of talk to that a little bit.
You're exactly right, and thanks to our sponsor, the Evansville Teachers Federal Credit Union, it is a big money maker for the entire community. You know, as I mentioned, we have several teams from outside of the area that are coming in, and they stay in hotels, and they go out to eat, and they do different activities, and you know, we align a lot of those things up for them. But it's, you know, their families come in, and you know, and it's a 3-day event, and it's everybody's off for Christmas break, so it brings a lot of tourism into the community. Our families, our schools could stay in town. We could put on a high quality event and just enjoy Christmas time and enjoy their families like they are supposed to.
Let's talk about the logistics of the tournament, when it'll start. You mentioned that the games will all be played at several of the local high schools, with, I'm assuming, the championship games at the Sports Center. Biggest capacity.
Biggest capacity there, yes. Like you said, 21st, 22nd, 23rd. There'll be games at all places, all schools on the 21st and 22nd, as well as a few games at the Sports Center that I mentioned earlier. And then on that final day, on the 23rd, on that Wednesday, there'll be the 3rd place game of girls, 3rd place game of boys, championship game of girls, and championship game of boys will all take place starting at 2 o'clock there on that Wednesday down at the Sports Center. So we're really looking forward to that. Another huge thing that we're trying to bring in, and we're starting it this year, so we'll kind of see how it goes, is we're having some cheerleading competitions. We're bringing in our it's turned into an enormous... I was going to say, if there's any indication,
I believe a couple weekends ago we had the 3rd region cheer competition here at this wonderful space here at Owensboro High School. Pretty packed atmosphere.
Man, it's wild. If you've never seen anything like that, I highly recommend that you stick around and you watch some of that. The Owensboro High School has 2 competition teams. They're both going to be performing, as well as Apollo High School. They're both going to be performing in between those boys games on Tuesday night. So Owensboro High School is going to play Catholic High on Tuesday night about 5:15. After our game, both of those competition cheer squads are going to be performing their routine down at the Sports Center, and then after they're finished, then the Apollo versus Davis County game will go on. So right there, you know, in about a 3.5 hour period, you're going to have a lot of local high school athletes, whether it be the boys teams or the cheerleaders or the dance teams. Everybody's going to be performing, and we hope that
Sports Center is going to be rocking.
Sports Center is going to be rocking. We're hoping the community comes out and really supports this, because it'll be a great way to see what all of these different schools are doing. And again, thanks to the Evansville Teachers Federal Credit Union, we're able to pull this off and hopefully really make this a family event that will be beneficial to everyone in our community.
Tickets, you know, if you're interested, what do you need to do?
Tickets are going to be available at each of the sites. When you get to each of the sites, they will be on sale at each of the schools, as well as the Sports Center, and they will also be for sale starting later this week. They will also be for sale at the Evansville Teachers Federal Credit Union. They have 2 branches here in Owensboro, a new one out off 54 there, and then there's the one that's been here for a while, that's off Starlight Drive here by Shively Park and Kroger.
So they're even selling the tickets. So I mean, they're all in.
They're all in. They're all in. They're selling tickets there, starting, like I said, later this week. You can buy them, you know, in advance there if you want, or you can just get them when you get to the door here. And guys, you're not going to get a better value for your ticket. Thanks again to the credit union. They've made it where we can make these very, very affordable, and 1 ticket per day. You can come to Owensboro High School on Monday morning and buy a ticket. In the afternoon, you can go to Apollo with that same ticket, and that night you can go to the Sports Center with that same ticket. If you buy that 1 ticket, it's good for all day at any of the 4 high schools as well as the Sports Center. So it's an unbelievable value. A lot of these other tournaments that you might go to, you know, they're trying to make some money. They're trying to pay.
They're
for
charging
games.
Per game.
They're charging per game, and you'll see some places they can charge up to $15, $20 a ticket.
And what are we charging?
We're just charging $5. It's a straight fee, $5. Get you in. It'll get you into any of the games that are going on that day at any of the venues, and you're not going to find them. I mean, you could hypothetically watch 7 games, 7 high-quality varsity basketball games in one day for $5. This really is a great basketball town, that this really is a town that cares about its student athletes and that comes out during the Christmas time and supports this event, because this is going to be a big time event for several years to come, and we are very, very excited that the Evansville Teachers Federal Credit Union has given us this opportunity to serve so many of our student athletes.
Well, there you have it. If you're interested in some basketball, or just want to support your local community, come on out to the Evansville Teachers Federal Credit Union's Owensboro Invitational Tournament. Thanks for being on the show, Todd, and we look forward to seeing you out there.
Thank you.